Very nice. We do have that game coming pretty quickly, though, for you all, as we will be heading into map number 2 of the series here with a map advantage in Davenport's camp. This time, though, we do get to see them on that CT side start, so we'll see if that becomes a factor here.
Yeah, but again, you got to remember how their game versus Timbermen in their ESEA advanced season just about 2 weeks ago, when it was a 16-5 victory for the Timbermen, also known as Lux Esports, in their advanced season. So can things be different here for Davenport? Their overpass has struggled. How about a pistol round to start? Kojima will fire off a couple shots. Back away quickly. They're going to try and run him down into his long bathrooms, though, getting chipped away. He gets around the corner, but how much time does he have to realistically reposition? He's going to go for sights instead. He'll get himself 2. That's more than Kojima's worth in that situation, but he might leave this A site open under threat. Evo just jump spotting, but I think Timbermen, are they going to press the brakes?
See if that's the case. They look to continue their efforts, though, in towards A, and there's a really hefty crossfire that they need to bypass here. Bebo going to be that first point of contact, taking multiple different angles, but they have that player tucked in close right, your truck, and then a third pug as well. This is crazy.
This could be huge. Corn out from the normally considered the one and done corner, but there's no trade fractures in sight just yet. Corn able to fight out still, trying to turn it into 3, but Shane instead makes it 2. A 1 versus 2, that is. 20 seconds, though. He is getting flanked. Oh, man. Spec at long range. Just some chip damage, though. Shane still on reasonable amounts of HP. But 10 seconds. Yes, set down that bomb. Hey, you're not in the sight, bud. Now you are. Fake plant in, and Pug is going to run him down. Davenport University will be able to nab themselves up pistol round at least. A huge one, considering their history on this map.
Good, just needed to get started off here pretty early, right? That's going to be the key for Davenport if they want to keep things up here in the second map. You just can't see them run out of steam. They need to carry that momentum from Vertigo, bring it into Overpass here, specifically on that CT side, in which they had a lot of strengths. But an interesting one coming in here. They have bought in fully into the MP9s. Everyone going for them, besides Spec, who's on the FAMAS, prioritizing so much utility and trying to farm up some checks.
Same goes for Kojo. It's pretty important that this player gets all the cash. It's going to be an EP play. He's actually going to run him down. Confident play here from Kojo. Cal does actually find Bebo. That was from inside of Monster. But the rest of this should be... Oh, okay. Wait, a deal. I'm not saying they're going to win this just yet, but... I mean, the damage already done is pretty significant. Surely not another. Pug is within 1 headshot range, but Cal won't be able to hit it. Look, I mean, look, 2 kills already right now, Cole. Is just pretty significant.
Yeah, no, this is pretty solid, right? Again, this is all about collecting some money, but they're actually going to be forced into quite a few rebuys here, so not in the initial game plan of Davenport, that's for sure. It's Nero and Shane. If anything extra they can find, be quite nice. Again, they'd hit that magic number of 3. They seem to have completely vacated this B side as soon as they walk out of Monster, so a bomb plant would be a whole lot of extra credit in this round that they really didn't bring too much into.
Yeah, but unfortunately at long range, can a deagle headshot be hit by Shane? That'd be some confidence. They could be more convinced to swing, but Kojimo instead gets 4 kills on the MP9. I talked about the money point. It is certainly a reality here. He's actually, I think he's going to consider it.
It is a bonus round, right? But he can be kind of that difference maker, especially if you just find an opening pick, right? If you take a lot of map control with this AWP, it can be a great way to close out a bonus, having the op helm, the charge here. So he does have the big green. Got some utility to throw out here as well towards front of the fountain. So I don't know if that's landed. It sounded like it was good.
It landed proper, but instead for Timbermen, that was going to be necessary. Oh my god, almost a double lineup. Bebo helps out as well. So many teams coming through. They try to collapse in on short, but they don't realize that the entire team there for Timbermen is in position, and everyone ends up going down. 4 Davenport University bodies go down on the short side. But dude, like, how much potential was there?
Oof, and you would really like to say this up. Oh my god! I thought for sure he was going down, but he's able to land the no-scope in time. He's still sticking about in the CT maze. He has to get out of dodge, though. Playing a risky game right now with 40 HP. That bomb's going to do quite a bit of damage as well, man. I don't know if he's even safe here.
I'm not sure. He's going to go down. If he goes towards the back, no, he's going to go down if he goes to the back of graffiti. I'm not sure he'll be able to survive this.
Yeah.
Well, yep, that's, you can, get your Keck W's out while you can.
To be fair, they were in sight, so there wasn't any sort of escaping,
there's no
right?
way. I don't think he's going to... Maybe it's best not to hand him over an op, right? Who knows?
For sure, for sure. It's a tough decision. He was just stuck in between.
I'm just making excuses, like,
a rock and a hard place, so that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Force buy-in for Davenport, though. Investing actually a good chunk into utility to start this round, so let's see what they do with it.
Really wish they would have had, you know, FAMASs or something along those lines in the last round, right? Because the amount of damage that they were able to do with the MP9s was insane. They just couldn't finish the kills because the AKs were too powerful. Shut them down too quickly. Forced by to try and answer back here swiftly from Davenport. They're trying to maintain this this ulti momentum in the game. Not looking to concede that one over just yet to Timbermen.
Right now, just spending some of their utility. They do have a boost assemble with Corn, the M4, on top. That does peer into short. You do have to wonder, though, when a third rotator has to be arriving to this A site. Because Timbermen have taken all this time to just slowly creep right on up to the site and expose both of the site players. There's going to deal with them. And you have this 3-on-5. I don't think there's going to be any chance here. Davenport University, it's best to probably save what you got.
Very forward positioning there towards front bathrooms, and he's just able to strike with 2 free kills there, Dare. So all that space that was gathered for pretty much free of charge just gets taken advantage of by that heat coming through. Doesn't define this round successfully. Pug, Bebo, and Corn, they're holding on to a little bit, right? But not too much to be said about this one. And Timbermen, if they get any sort of room on their T side, I feel like they're going to be pretty golden. I mean, again, I watched back that game with Davenport and in the core of this roster in Lux in advanced, and those CT side rotations were really, really hard to deal with for Davenport. They couldn't get the job done, it seemed, once they headed into that second half. They had a little bit of room on that first half, but CT sides have been pretty solid for Timbermen.
Terrifying, considering, well, Davenport are quickly losing ground on their own CT side. Try and give them some room. A pistol round was the perfect start to this, but, well, of course, you're continually force buying. You haven't really even had a full gun round just yet, because the damage dealt by Timbermen on their full eco. So you're kind of just in a little bit of equilibrium waiting, but you have 5 players looking to push towards Fountain. You are Davenport, rubbing your hands together, looking for maybe a freebie onto Dare, but Dare, nothing's free for Dare. Pug almost makes it do on a snap, but just remaining is Corn. Bomb not in his possession. Didn't get the money kill, so to speak. So Corn is going to have to back away and probably just save once again. So we're going to have Timbermen probably pick up their third.
A lot of damage.
They will pick up their third.
Yeah, I don't think Corn is too interested in actually going for this round, but still, I mean, 21 HP, 14, they're just a couple bullets off of making this so much more scary. Timbermen just continuing to rack up these rounds. With their saved rifle, though, they'll get investments into this next one, no questions asked, at the very least. You know, you have a chance to start building up a healthy CT side, but getting this early start here for Timbermen is going to be a great little extra wiggle room to work with here again. As we talk about those CT sides, and it seems like they're just able to create a lot of space everywhere they go. I wonder if that's going to be a consistent theme.
Yeah, I want to harken back to that first bonus round where they all collapsed in towards short. Like, that round was just so pivotal. It's kind of led to this position where Timbermen have gotten 1, then a 2, and a 3. If Davenport won that round, which they came so close to getting numerous multi-kills into short with those MP9s.
Oh, yeah.
Close, but unfortunately, everyone just happened to get dealt with. And they were very I mean, they were Swiss cheese walking inside Timbermen, but there was no one to cut them up. So things might be different here. What's going to be Davenport's first? I still wouldn't even call this a full gun round, but Bebo prioritizing utility is going to have to work with the FAMAS. Let's see what Davenport have on offer. It seems like short aggression is the name of the game. This time around, though, Timbermen aren't going to contest as aggressively as they once did.
Got a player deep in connector here. It is being covered, though. Kojomo has the op with that one shotgun to deal with anyone swinging that door open. Snav's right on the other end. He's going to click E, and he does.
Oh, wow.
He just has the right line. He does have to deal with another through the short pipe. Missed shot, though, and Nero has the equalizer right there, dealing with the short aggression. There's one more to find out, though, on this B-bomb site. Corn tucked in towards short, and 3 players walking out monster unbeknownst to him.
There's a second player, though, that's also rotated in towards the site. Big off angle being played here by Pug, but there's no flash to knock him off the line, so he won't be dealt with. In fact, he can tuck away back into short. Fades in hand, a little bit of an awkward angle, but Pug is still going to make it do, and now just Corn also playing in towards short, so Kel is not going to be ready for it. If he chose to swing, he doesn't. He's trying to wait for a plant. Kel has an unbelievable amount of space right now, but it's about realizing that he's going to drop a smoke on towards the site. Plant reverse side of the pillar. Now the retake is on. Both players short. He swings them both, though. That will result in his demise. It's going to be 3-all working for Davenport.
Really good peek right there coming through from the duo. Left standing. Opspin recovered there as well from Corn. More utility for them to be picked up and tie things up at 3-3. That was a little bit scary there for Davenport. They try for that aggressive short control, but you do see Timbermen have some pretty effective protocols to try and retake it, right? I mean, if Kojo doesn't hit that fully blinded up shot, that's just a multi-kill entry for the T side.
Like, genuinely speaking, Timbermen actually played that very well. Like, if Kojomo doesn't hit the blind shot, it's the whole short setup just unravels instantly. But even, I mean, Kojomo, and then also got a second opportunity, though, to turn the round on its head and make it even more brutal. Came down to the 3-on-3, though. Davenport University had the proper rotations and had all the info towards the A side. They were able to stack it up. Keep themselves in at least decent stead. Still the money on a breaking point. Still Kojomo on an AWP, so for better or for worse, Davenport is still in the game.
See, it's a pretty isolated A side setups right now from Davenport. They will unify here towards long at the very least. We are going to see some grouping being brought into this round. Spec, though, game plan is to fall a little bit more passive and actually just go forward and towards long. In the meantime, though, the front bathrooms is becoming slightly compromised here. You see a player moving forward. Bathrooms. Does he clear out for Spec, though? This is so patient.
That's just... There were 2 players watching that, Cole. There were 2. That just seems just filthy. Kojo is also pushing in towards long bathrooms. They're going to continually still stack up this long area, and Kojomo getting aggressive will find Nero. Now, though, knocking onto the A side, I believe Pug has made his position known. Perfect flashbangs being tossed in, though. Makes life difficult now. Kojomo gets to hold the off angle. No flashes to knock him off the angle. And now, but he has to fall back. Kojomo, are they going to try and peek him?
Oh,
he
my
gets
God.
another shot while blind. Dare, no chance. A headshot while blind by Kojo, and now Corn, gets destroyed, though, by Snav. And they turn it back on its head. Bevo is going to throw a Molotov to prevent the back dice plant, but Shane swings the entire site. And now 1v1. The bomb does get planted, though. It's in the back of the truck, and now Snav can play this 1v1 however he pleases. Bevo taking so much time. Snav just playing the off-angled in towards bank. Looking to choose the right time. Bebo taking his. Snap out to the APC. Bebo, though, clears it and hits the spray. Wins the 1v1 and takes the lead for Davenport.
Man, that's not an easy one either, man. That's such a great reposition right there. But Bebo going slinging for the fences is going to win that round out, get the defuse off, and keep Davenport in good standing. Op wasn't recovered, but Corn has plenty of money to toss one over. Here's that patience paying off for Shane. I mean, a lot was going right again for Timbermen. Some of the game plans were on point. They have a great default set up, but then they run into a Kojomo triple kill. Again, he's playing it up, and he's still nailing these shots. And that's one of the points that we talked about heading into this match. not having that dedicated opera here on Timbermen to play out this event could be a big factor. And Kujomo's picking them apart in a couple of these rounds now.
Kind of goes over to Dare's AWP, finally really picking one up. I think for Kojo also, he's just sort of struggled, at least this event, at least on land. But he's having a great map, a great CT side of Overpass, kind of playing some textbook re-aggression. He's not being too passive. He's staying active. Staying in the fight right now. Vivo under a little bit of pressure. But that Molly fell short.
Very unfortunate right there. I mean, that was a good chance to find an opener or at least cause some strain, but the volley failing to connect isn't really going to apply any sort of pressure. They get that smoke down, and so they're just going to hold their positions. Stock standard at the moment. 3-2 setup for Davenport. Sent no rotators elsewhere so far. They might need to call in some extra support here towards A. They have Kojo playing Overwatch for these long divider angles, but I mean, if all 5 members start closing in from Timbermen, Spec with only an MP9 is going to have enough to deal with.
Oh, but what a flip there from Kojo. Nails Nero. Now ready for the play on the That's a huge miss. He flicks on a shade. What a flick there from Kojo. 10 HP. The nade will go ahead and finish. Stop his rampage, but Pug is coming back in rotation. Trying to slow them down, and he's gotten the double kill that's needed. 1-3 here for Kel. They're swinging the sight. Davenport University, this time they're shutting down the executes before they even get the bomb planted. Kojomo is starting to style on them.
I mean, small detail here, but they didn't get the op for him this round. How good he has been playing, that should be priority number 1. Look at that disgusting flick. That's not the only one he has left in his tank, man. He had one more to give to Timbermen. This is what I'm talking about, man. I mean, he can be a player that decides a map single-handedly, and he has been in the early stages. That's his 3rd big multi-kill that's helped Davenport continue their winning ways.
This Kojomo, though, no longer an offense, but in MP9 up close, it's dangerous. Down to 1 point of health. But kill comes in nevertheless, so safety here. Oh, walking out towards the beast. What on the timing is happening? Dare does eventually get swung by multiple players. Kel will find a kill on the Kojomo. They will be able to scoop up the bomb, but 2v4, I'm not going to really give them much of a chance here.
What?
Kel was good on the Deagle. He's hitting some snappy headshots. At least yesterday he was.
Yeah, he actually was a bit quiet there on Vertigo, and he was yesterday leading the charge in the matchup versus Eros. He was doing good work.
Uh-oh.
Again, I just don't even know how much CS this guy's actually playing, right? And so I was surprised to see him walk into this lane kind of top fragging versus Eros.
How was Kelp still alive?
I don't know.
Okay.
What?
He's like standing out in the open, and Pug just like stops spraying him real quick. Perhaps afraid of getting 1D. Kel is just that hypnotic force. 6-3 though for Davenport.
Good headshot percentage on him.
Yeah. 3-round lead right now, running for Davenport right now, Cole. This is honestly, I mean, shoot, they've done better than their official that they played in this advanced season, and generally speaking, it's all off the back of Kojomo at the moment.
Yeah, 14-7 right now. We're only 10 rounds in, so he's had his impact and in a wave so far, so very, very good start from him. Keeping things up on the CT side of Overpass is going to be a necessity, though. He does have his op back in his hands, though, for this round, a really important one. Another gun round in play. Still letting up some sort of utility here. Doesn't commit to it. He was just hoping for an early pick to catch someone off guard with his aggressive short movement, but didn't find anything in this occasion.
Get it on the clock right now. Timbermen consistently have been working their way out towards Party, but this time around they put Kel in towards Monster. Lots of sound cues being made, though. And oh, Spec. Still on 1 kill right now. He hasn't really needed to get many because Kojo's been doing the heavy lifting, and Kel gets found trying to walk through a smoke. Bebo do the heavy lifting. Kojo in the line. A couple players going past, but both players get entry'd on. Kojo thinks he has space to fall back, but boy gets queued on. Bug trying to run out in the open, and the flash is simply not good enough. Still have the ace site here for Timbermen. and Davenport University must save.
Call it quits right there. This time, being taken down without a single kill. Kojo again, I mean, he's been multi-killing so often. But once Timbermen shut him down, the site defense does come collapsing. Quite nice. On the execution here, Bebo and Korn gonna be holding on to their weaponry, but that still leaves a tough question ahead of Davenport as to what sort of buy they can muster up behind it. I think they're certainly gonna go for the force. But it's gonna be limited, and then that offers up a chance for Timbermen to start breaking that economy and to start really surmounting some rounds here on the T side.
Finally able to take a chunk out of the Davenport economy. Yeah. Orange should be able to drop over an AWP. There will be a buy back in for Davenport. No doubt about it. Potent one at that. So still live. Even a couple AKs still in the hands of a lot of the EU players. Just unfortunate to get ran over towards the front of bathrooms. We actually have a timeout being called in as well, so kind of looking to rethink their plans, probably towards the A side of things. They've been giving up a lot of control. They've been giving up a lot of bathrooms. They haven't really been fighting for party that often, or connector for that matter. Been a pretty passive CT side for Davenport. It's worked well. It has worked well, I shall say. Not necessarily aggressively taking map control, but it's more or less receiving executes really nicely here for the DU side. See what changes.
I feel like a lot of teams as well oftentimes struggle to thrive in playing passive towards A, right? I mean, I've seen so many teams just kind of send their opera every single round, taking early fountain pools. Kojo hasn't been too interested in that sort of play. This time, though, he is going to go straight through connector, go for an early exchange. He gets mollied off, though. So good utility, keeping him at bay and limiting his chances at taking some opening duels here. They'll be forced back in towards site pretty quickly on. I mean, they can reposition for a long setup. That's what they're going to go for, but I mean, overall, again, you're just kind of tucked in towards site with 1:25 left on the clock.
And so, long take is what's going to be here for the side of Timbermen. But this time around, Davenport University, they are contesting for parts of the A side of the map. Pushed up spec with a Kuzmo artillery waiting. So many sound cues being made, though, by Timbermen. Spec surely at the ready here. And there's no flashes to escort this peak. At the moment, it's just Spec alone. And Kojo, he might peek into an op up there that's boosted up, but they scamper away.
I think at the very least you probably heard Spec scoping in, or rather you heard Dare scoping in and Spec called that over, right? They're gonna reassemble in towards B-side setup, and they know this is coming right now. Spec is on the fast flank, so he's called a well prepped for this. Bebo cannot control the spray, and Korn swings off the contact. All three entries into the B-bomb site. And it's done within a second. Shane's not going to allow Spec to pull off a flank here. Kujomo has no other option left than to fall on off, and all this one quits. Timbermen in full Timbermen fashion win 4 separate 1v1s.
Just a lack of cohesion on the trades. The swing out from the wood wall. Okay, Kojomo's gonna try and make a fighting retreat. No way he survives. He's getting pushed down, at least from long. Now there's players coming up connector, up bank. Kojomo's gonna be paranoid to try and save this off, but there's no contact swing. Hey, he's dead. There we go. L's gonna be able to run him down. But the whole point of that setup is playing the double monster setup, where you have the player in towards the wood wall playing anti-flash, but on it, Bebo overextends the mark. He peeks into the players that are running in, that are waiting for an overpeak from the right side of monster. They know Bebo is there, and as a result, everyone overextends for Davenport, and they just get blasted. It's just it's a mismanagement of the execute there for DU. Good entries from Timbermen, good patience on the execute. Yeah, but unfortunately, the execution from Davenport. Oh my, this thing hurts.
Jeez.
Honestly, I thought it would do a little bit more. The Pug is not having a ball. But I'm just gonna I'll take my little moment to be a little critical of the execution here for Davenport University, as the B site looking just to take out the short Kel with the triple entry, and a couple digs laying downrange there from Snag. We'll add the ADR stat, but not for much longer. Timbermen will equalize.
A little extra damage to the tally there, but other than that, not much given for this DU team here. Again, these sort of numbers, once you hit that 6 mark, I feel like you start to feel more and more comfortable in your T side, right? You can hop on over to the favorite half, confident that you have some room to work with right now, and that's the position Timbermen are in. They're also hitting some pretty solid shots right now as well, right? So you got some of the wind conditions going quite nicely here for Timbermen. Immediate smoke for the molly here. Again, pretty isolated in this A setup, but Kojomo's not blind. The second flash nails him though, and he'll go down without a kill.
And now Spec, he's alone. Spacing is bad here though from Timbermen. That's a clean kill. He's gonna get stuck with 1v1s here, but can't win it against Shane. Would have been massive for Spec. But he's done damage. Maybe Pug can follow up. He's gonna get feisty into the bathrooms, holding the pixel angle. An M4, a risky one. Kel, oh, pot Kel. Pug doesn't even get a chance to fire a bullet, and double push through connector. That's not going to yield any results here, Cole. It's going to be Timbermen probably taking the lead.
No doubt. Re-bomb site here. Snav has the cutoff on the fast connector flank. Make it another. He will land it. Corn going to drop, and nothing really going right for DU in the later stages of this half. Kojomo, he's only been given 1 kill since we talked about that 14-7 mark, right? So he's been slowed down. And so have the rest of Davenport off the back of that. He was kind of helming the big multi-kills. He was kind of giving them chances on the CT side, but now that he's kind of slowed down, I feel like no one's really tried to pick up the pace there alongside him.
Davenport University forced down to an ego. Trying to be able to nab themselves at least 7 towards the tail end, or a 1 dig from Spec at that range. Could this be a possibility now? 4 versus 5, and Timbermen are taking this awful slow.
Gonna go for just a contact play out of Monster here. The reinforcements arriving though on the speed bomb site could be well timed. People joining forces spotted out now as the Opera. That should give up the game plan here for Timbermen. The rest of the team trying to swing in for the fences, but they don't realize that one slipped already by them. And the Op double opens.
Wait a minute,
Spec does have a second to answer back. He's got his AK in his hands, but no luck in finding anything else. Pug with a scout, a couple of low HP bars, but it seems a bit unlikely that he's able to find all 3.
Couple players are within 1 scout tag range, but playing headshots. I don't think Pug, I'm not sure if he wants to save this for the last round of the half. Okay, there's a Boostmeister scout. Not going to give him the same magic, though. Shane's going to take him out. And by final round of the half for Davenport University up on the cards.
Already won the half here on the T side. This has to be a comforting sign here for Timbermen, that's for sure. You got Dare actually doing quite a bit of work with the AWP now, which is a promising answer. And again, you know, just besides Spec doing a little bit of work with the Deagle, nothing too crazy. Getting out of contention here. This is a much more different approach. Spec is going to run straight past the smoke, but it does fall back shortly after. They're trying to apply some pressure here towards A early on. It finds him a kill, but Snav answers back with a connector pick of his own.
Straight 1v1 onto Pug, and he'll get it. Still a 4-on-4, and large swaths of map control now working for Timbermen, but a huge shot there from Kojomo. I'll take that kill. Pushing forward now. Gets spot on an arm, but he's going to slink away for the meantime. Spec to push up long. Cal, it will never lose a 1v1 in his life.
Patience from Snav here. And he's ready to lurk out on towards B. He's got a couple forces joining up with him, and Kel and Shane as well. And no rotators really arriving onto the scene. Bebo's just given over control, so post plant's looking likely. And Timbermen's position in the 3v3. Cut off smoke from heaven as well, so things coming from bad to worse. Bebo still holding his ground. Angle advantage, but Snav's gonna lose out on that duel.
Okay. Taking a plant. Kel is gonna get aggressive. There's a crossfire. There are players on both sides of this. Kel is gonna put no corn on utility in hand. Luckily, we'll trade. Shane, though, 1v1. The op of Cosmo jumping out of heaven down to half HP. Now down to 41. He had the pistol in hand. And Shane's gonna find himself a 1v2, a 9-6 half on a T side for Timbermen. Look at the spree of rounds that they've gotten to. 6 rounds straight. And there were just no answers for DU.
Just a straight confidence round right there in the 1v2 as well. Peeks out for both fights, knowing that he's not losing too many duels right now. Shane sharp as ever. And close this one out. 9-6 has to be extremely comforting for Timbermen. They got to be so happy walking into the second half, knowing that they've given themselves a whole lot of room to work with. Pistol round would certainly solidify that fact. Last time they went for a triple con setup here. This time they do look to change their approach. Oh my god.
Okay. Dude, the dude has 5 kills, but he's already hit a 1D from fountain to spawn. And then from spawn to fountain, he'll land an excellent tap, but he can't get the headshot onto the... He's like Draken, man. He can't hit easy ones, but he will hit the most difficult. And Dare down on 1 HP. A huge opportunity missed, but they're already up long. Maybe that opportunity can resurface again, but Kel dicing up the duels to the 1v1s. Another headshot for him, keeping that headshot percentage high. Plant going in, though. Bug getting run down. But he gets the headshot anyways. A massive one. Still 7 HP and still fighting. Has the help of Bebo, too. 1v2 again for Shane. But headshots found and a clean 1v2 at that. Shane! I mean, you can say whatever you want about these Timbermen players, but they certainly are quite good at this video game known as Counter-Strike.
That's back-to-back 1v2s as well for Shane, man. 2 huge impact rounds from this guy. There's a bomb plant, though. Davenport, they shouldn't lose hope just yet. If they can answer back with a good investment, Galil's AK's inbound, then they could be golden here to just give them a quick response. Limit that success here from Timbermen in the early stages off the pistol. They have a pretty strong buy compared to the Timbermen. Multiple A1S's in place, sure. But limited in that utility as well.
Necessity to win this round here for Davenport. This is just basically the pivot point already. It's round number 2 of the half, and we've already reached this point. We already talked about how the T side of DU was just wasn't really all that, but they're managing to at least predict the fact there's a 4B start for the Timbermen, so they're able to walk up long basically for free. And also get the kill onto the site player too. That is definitely going to draw some extra rotations. That rotation might not come in time though. Dare is alone here on the site. It's playing a one-and-done corner. Anti-flash too, but he's just staring into the wall as they run out too long, trying to push through the smoke to reinforce the site. And Davenport University might have just secured themselves their force buy.
Quite committed to that anti-flash angle, right? But the flashes didn't come in. I think there was only one left for Davenport when he was that committed, so it was a good idea, right? You have to avoid the pop flashes in towards A, but Davenport were just hungry for aim duels, knowing that they had already found the opening pick. Understandable, but still, like you said, a much-needed round there. Grabbed in upon from Davenport, keeping themselves kind of in a fighting chance to close this one out. If you would have given this one over, if you would have allowed Timbermen to start walking forward in their CT side with relative ease, that's when things get worrisome, and that's when, you know, leads get insurmountable.
A side goes up in smoke. What do Timbermen bring to the table? They still have a couple saved guns. They are going to bring out a force buy. Minimal utility though. This is kind of we're in like gimmick round territory, Cole.
Any tricks up there, see if that's the case. I guess like a Timberman trick is just like a deagle headshot, right? So maybe Nero And Dare can deliver that.
Perhaps. There's 2 in towards Con right now, and Davenport University are a little haphazard about this. The deagle headshots could come through. Bebo getting very, very close to the setup. You lined up close, and Snap and Dare combine. Also, Wallbang's coming in from short. Pug does not want to get run down here. If 2 guns get dropped, this could be catastrophe. That AK still has yet to be backed up, though. They're trying to close in from up top, though. Maybe they can find it through the sight, but no. Dare, a headshot found. He gets an M4 to his name as well. Huge there from Dare, and they get away. 4 spies on 4 spies here. Dare still fighting, and will get another kill. Corn's thrown into a 1v3. Plenty of time, but not a lot of hope.
That was a really cool setup right there from Timbermen. The double up in connector, and then the one player that was ready to spam if anyone tried to trade. And so there was no trade potential there from Davenport. They send one man in to try and take that early fight. He gets bested quickly by the MP9 close range, and Dare's deagle doing 50 damage. So just kind of walking into the meat grinder was Davenport. The trap and connector gets sprawled, and you still have plenty of money, but you've given over Timbermen just a really healthy buy right back.
Running up short though, right here for Davenport University. Different setup again. Huge off angle. Corn gets the kill. It is risky considering he was just alone there with the bomb. But as long as you hit the shots, it don't matter.
Nice opener right there. We're starting things off right for Davenport. Has spread that defense then at least towards the A side of things. It's going to encourage some re-aggression though through short. Flashbank's been hurt, and so Bebo becomes aware of this. Swings that door open. Kel was trying to transition out, but he's going to stick around now that he knows the player's hovering in connector. Bebo's mullied out of position as well. This is scary stuff. Davenport give that man advantage right back over. Kel gets inside of connector. Gonna close the door in upon himself. He cannot escape.
He's cutting the team in half right now. Is Kel? He's gonna force a fight, and Bebo's so low. Oh my gosh! But oh, he swings into both players. Coordination there, and coming back in through top con. Spec is ready for the re-aggression from Snap. The awareness from these 2 players could pay dividends. Shane will grab Corn. Bomb also coming through. Shane and coming with Eros also gets another caught out in the open and already down low. Davenport University will clean up the round and yet again break the economy of Timbermen.
That's a phenomenal round from Spec right there, man. He's so aware of every possibility. He first of all finds that kill in connector, and he's able to alleviate some of the stress Kel was providing to Davenport. But then the follow-up, being aware of the possible flank through top connector, and then finding that quick trade in towards pit, baiting out his teammate on 1 HP. That's exactly the positions you want to see a player as effective as Spec be put into. Full USP round though. Trying to get the rifles in. The flash pings are good. A lot of damage applied, but only 1 kill from the Mac 10.
Actually, Pug is in a weird spot. I don't like his position. But now since he's...
What?
Mac 10. Mac 10, Mac 10, Mac 10. And then Evo has to be quite paranoid. There's a player who just got wait in a short. Okay, hello.
Bomb has been planted.
Proof that CS is a horror game.
I'm scared.
Just gotta wait for these remaining players to get cleaned up. Bebo is just gonna be... He's gonna be with monk-like patience. He's going to attain Nirvana really quickly as he's waiting for this bomb to go off.
Is this what Ecos is like?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's like watching a sleep stream. Snap is gonna go down to the bomb here. Hedge your bets, folks. He's not surviving. Not that it matters, as he had absolutely nothing. But Davenport University will be able to take that round, getting their 9th, creeping back into the game.
Gun rounds will come out though. I mean, the full USP round there coming through from Timbermen. They bought 1 flash, so they were playing it very, very conservative, right? I mean, no doubt about it. They are lining themselves up for a gun round here and now. So this has to be a conversion. You know, setting yourself up quite nicely. You kind of end the force by wars early between these two teams by calling in the save. He does quite a bit of damage there as Snav looks to play around it. So that's a good start for Davenport here. They also have a lot of map control as well. Taking early short control, but also having a lot of presence towards A and connector. 8 stack on the barrels. Oh, man.
Ooh. There's one more HE remaining. That's on the hands of Specs, but he's not in position to 8 stack barrels. Kel is down very low. Snav the same. Like, this is only utility damage that's been done. Is this Inferno?
Seems like it. Such an open, wide map right here, but I mean, seems like Davenport have Timbermen closed in and some of the HEs they've been throwing. Kel and Snap both put on notice. They're just gonna a little contact play out of Monster here. Forward positions. Kel has a jump spot though. I quite like this from him, but he's still so very low. Barrel's been spotted, I think.
Yeah, and I think the rest of Timbermen have actually also spotted out these players coming through, but Kel, 9 HP. That smoke almost hits him in the smoke. If it did, he's certainly gone. Are they going to re-molly barrels? If they do, Kel is gone. Kel might just be finished here, but they aren't. Kel is going to try and tuck away. They're out in the open, though. And also, Kojo still finds him on the scout. A headshot on a Kel. Dare, though, has arrived with an AWP and is starting to put in the hurt. Bebo trapped on the site. Now just only Bebo in a 1v1 with Dare. Kojo, in the meantime, found Snav. And Dare, he made his position known. Bebo gonna push aggressively for it. Dare is just taking wide swings. A wallbang could finish Bebo here. Dare is gonna swing out in the open and flick over for Bebo. And Timbermen are gonna be able to walk away with a lead. 12-9.
Oof. Closing things out there is Dare able to finish the job with the AWP. But it got so very scary on both ends of things. I feel like Davenport had the big jump onto Timberman, but that pillar smoke that was thrown out buys so much time. I think the rotates arrived far too much in a way to try and re-execute there and have any sort of luck. There was too many numbers on that B bomb site by the time Davenport were committed. But still, it's a lot of damage done, right? And Bebo gets the bomb plant. He at least makes the round close, so it does apply pressure in this round. It puts it in near necessary territory for Timbermen, especially if they want to keep their economy on track.
Now Dare is going to jump up. It's going to be Fountain Aggression. 3 players here. Timbermen. 2 Davenport University players. Pigeonholed in towards Playground right now, and Snav, oh man, he has such an opportunity, but the timing will favor Nero. Up close, he gets blocked, but the lineup for Snav, it comes through. The double kill too, and now also Dare watching top of connector. If they think Davenport University might think they have an ability to react to the situation, maybe they don't. Maybe they're just gonna try and pop onto the B side. Maybe they have a read on the situation. They're attacking the weaker of the 2 sides, and a huge shot there from Kojo. But again, another spray down for the Timbermen. We'll be able to put this round to rest as Korn in a 1v3. And Korn will have to slink away. 50 seconds on the clock. Eventually, surely, Timbermen have to rethink of their stack of this site. It could give Korn an opportunity. On the angle there. Smoke tossed in, trying to buy space into this. But there is the off of Dare in heaven that he has to try and beat. I'm not sure it's going to be able to cross this site in 20 seconds. And there you go. Dare's going to be able to op him down. 13-9. Timbermen are walking with a 4-round lead.
Now they get the critical 2 in a row right there. They put Davenport on what is eco territory, almost certainly. Couple flashes in for Pug. They're going to buy up some Tech 9s around it here, but for the most part, you do not favor Davenport's chances, especially with this lead kind of escaping them. And this is kind of similar territory to what we caught in their matchup versus Snakes Den yesterday. They do, struggle a little bit in that first half, right? And then they hop into the second half, but just not enough in the tank. Kel, he's going to line up 3 kills. Finds the 4th as well with the last couple bullets in the chamber. The ace is in as well. USP to finish the job, and that round's done before it ever gets off.
Feeding the beast here for Cal. Keeping that headshot percentage high, too. I wonder how high his headshot percentage is throughout this. If Jay hears us, it could be worth a peep. In a moment, though. Important round. 63%. That's pretty darn high, my friend. Considering the amount of kills he has, yeah, that's pretty darn solid.
Very nice work. Ooh. Forced to run straight through the flames there. Kojo, he'll be down to 66 HP. A one-way smoke as well. This is lovely stuff from Snav. Evo, we'll see if he gets caught off guard to it. Goes in the flash. Absolutely nothing. And yeah, that's an easy pickup right there.
There too. Here you go. Off angle. Another chance, but right now it's a bit sloppy here from Davenport University. Backs against the wall and tad unregimented, unaware. There's also going to be a 3-man A stack for this side. This is looking bleak, to say the least. Pug is going to push on towards the side. Lots of player jumping away, but there's a man out there. He'll be able to drop out the open. Okay, double kill maybe. Reeled around back in. Speck with a triple kill. He needs his ace here to keep Davenport in the game. He's running low on ammo, though, and swings into 2 players. That's going to be his demise. Timbermen up to 15. I mean, what we've seen so far here from Davenport and Overpass has been an improvement, but maybe that might not be enough to take down the Timbermen.
Right. I think they did have some sort of T-side success, which is promising, but overall, Timbermen maintaining a healthy advantage in this game all throughout, despite a couple of very, very solid rounds from Kojo in the early stages, right, where he was winning them. The majority of their CT rounds were just finding big 3Ks or double kills that he probably shouldn't have gotten away with. And now that he hasn't been finding that with consistency on the T side, it's been very difficult. That's a leg shot. I think Kojo's been taken down low on accident, but still Snap gonna go down. They're forced to stick in towards connector, but can't find any response. So the A bomb site gonna compromised, but Hero's still holding steady. We'll keep it in good way.
And also Kel's coming up from connector. And huge off angle. Keeping the headshot percentage high for this guy. Definitively, I'd say he has the best aim for this unit. But, well, you can't hit headshots if you aren't looking at your target. Both these remaining Davenport players very low. Kind of floating around in position. Going to reposition out towards long. Could that catch Timberman off guard?
So very low on HP, but they have a clock to work with, right? 50 seconds left to make their move. They've split the defense up 1-1, though. Shane and Dare isolated from each other, but covering both bomb sites.
Just
they will kind of realize.
You kind of have to hope and pray for a re-aggression here from Timberman. But none coming through. Shane holding the off angle at truck. Low and shadow advantage. There goes Kojo, and there goes the game. Shane will lock in the A site, and that will be map number 2 found here for the Timbermen as they are able to lock in Overpass. The Overpass woes for Davenport University still continuing, however, but come our 3rd map, I believe that's Nuke, there might be some extra hope here for the DU guys.